Peter Douglas, and this is my teammate
Amani.
We are from the Other Skills and Training Center doing electrical installation level 2, and today we will be conducting plug and lighting circuit following Jamaica standard and Institute of Electrical Engineers.
Alright, the materials we will be using today, we're going to use a workboard, 25mm PCV ends, 20mm PCV ends, a 4x4 junction box, a 15 amps / 120 volt outlet, 4 handy box, 5-inch wooden block, 3-inch wooden block, 3 octagonal boxes, a distribution panel, a 100 amp / 120 meter socket, 20mm pot head, 2 lengths of 20mm PCV conduits, quarter length of 25mm PCV conduits.
The cables we are using will include 6mm square red, black and green wire, 1.5mm square red, black and green wire, 2.5mm square black and red wire, 5 feet 1.5mm square flat sheeted cable, twins and earth.
16 20mm galvanized strap, 2 25mm galvanized strap, 3 bonding nipples, a photo electrical cell and socket, 1.5 tower clips, a 15 amps single pole breaker, a 20 amps single pole breaker, a 40 amps double pole breaker, broad base receptacles, 15 amps connector bar, tools and equipment, electrical tape, bird bead pliers, combination pliers, Phillips screwdriver, flathead screwdriver, 20mm spring bender, measuring tape, wire stripper, hammer, junior saw, utility man. Alright, we want to mention the PPEs that we are wearing currently.
The list of PPE will include hard hat, safety goggles, overall, gloves, and skills.
First, we start our project by calculating the distance of boxes and marking out their position on the board. This is how it looks when everything is in place, and the next thing we do is secure them tightly to the board. After tightening is complete, we measure cut and bend pipes to meet their appropriate counterparts. After the pipes are laid out, we start to fish wire from the main to the rest of the circuit. We did this to improve efficiency and to do things in a chronological order. After all the wires are fished through, we ground all the boxes. This is done when the earth wire make contact with the box and secured in place. Now that the earthing is complete, we move on to work on the meter box and the switches. Followed by the breaker panel. This is an overview of the breaker panel and the meter box after they are completed. This is a closer look at the switches being installed. As you can see, termination is taking place. Wires are groomed prior to this termination. Everything was carried out while maintaining proper housekeeping. After the switches are properly mounted and installed, we start to make connection in the junction box. We work coherently on this task to complete it more efficiently. After the necessary connections and wiring were made, we connect the lamp and the photocell to the rest of the circuit. Proper grooming were done prior to these terminations. We now proceed by making further connection in the junction box to accommodate the surface side of the circuit. Now we make connections to the surface side of the circuit. Now we are doing a review of the circuit now that it's nearing its completion stage. So this is everything seems fine in the meter box. The breaker panel is well dressed and every wire seems to be perfectly okay and following the correct procedure. The plug is well mounted and is connected properly. The switches are connected in the correct sequence and everything seems perfectly fine in the junction box. Every box is earthed, every metal box at least. The lamps are connected to their correct point of control. Lamp B, which is controlled by the photocell, is connected properly, and lamp A, which is connected by the 3-point of control, is connected properly. A double check and further inspection of the switch is done. Inspection of the termination and everything to ensure our circuit and our connections are perfect. And by adding our surface switch, our circuit is now completed. After thorough inspection, we found out that this on the box was somewhat loose and we rectified it. Now our circuit is finally complete.
We're doing an earthing continuity test. So we'll start from the breaker to the 4x4.
So I'll be conducting a verification of polarity test. Alright, we're going to start with the neutral wire. Alright, so verification of polarity with the live wire. I'm going to start with the plug circuit. Now over to the lighting circuit. Right. We will be demonstrating the operation of the circuit. So lamp A is controlled by 3 points of control, which are these 3 switches, and this is how it works.
Which has lamp B is controlled by a photocell.
And finally, lamp C is controlled by a surface switch, single pole surface switch.